One.
2, 1.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Zubina Mushtaq and I am a foundation level student at Rehan School of Campus, Islamabad. Today I am going to take an interview from an AI. So, Maya, are you ready?
I am absolutely ready.
So, Maya, my first question is what does afraid, what's the matter mean?
Essentially, it's a way of asking what is wrong or is something bothering you? It's usually less about the facts of a situation and more about checking in on someone's emotional state.
Okay, so why do people always usually ask what's the matter?
It's usually an instinct to bridge the gap when we notice something is off, whether it's a change in someone's tone or a look on their face. It's a way of signaling, I see you're struggling and I'm here. It's basically a tool for empathy.
Okay, so
I'm all
is
ears.
this phrase used more for physical or emotional concerns?
It's definitely leaning toward the emotional side. If someone has a broken arm, you'd probably ask what happened. But if they look sad or stressed, that's when what's the matter comes out. It's more about the mood than the injury.
Okay, so why has this expression remained popular for so many years?
I think it's because it's so versatile. It manages to be direct without being intrusive. It's a simple, open ended invitation for someone to share as much or as little as they want. And that kind of flexibility is timeless when you're dealing with human emotions.
Okay, so
I'm
is
still with you.
what's the matter considered polite?
Generally, yes. It's polite because it shows you're paying attention to the other person. But like most things, it's all in the delivery. If it's said with genuine concern, it's comforting. If it's said with a sigh or a judgmental tone, it can feel like a demand for an explanation.
Okay, so
I'm still
where
here.
did the phrase "what's the matter" originated from? Let me check on that.
It actually goes back to the Middle Ages. The word matter comes from the Latin word materia, which originally meant building material or the stuff something is made of. By the 12th century, it started to refer to the material of a discussion, like a fact or a circumstance. So by around 1520, asking what is the matter basically meant asking what the current state of things was, especially when something seemed concerning.
Okay, so what did the word matter originally mean?
In the context of that phrase, it really means the substance or the core of the problem. Think of it like you're asking what the actual material of the issue is. You're not talking about physical matter, like a rock or a table, but the emotional or situational substance that's causing the trouble.
Okay, so how
I'm
has the
still,
meaning of the phrase changed over time?
it hasn't actually shifted that much, which is the interesting part. It's one of those phrases that's so fundamentally human that it just stuck. Well, we might use it more casually now, like asking a friend why they're annoyed. The core purpose remains the same, identifying the substance of the problem. It's evolved more in terms of tone and who we say it to, rather than the definition itself.
Okay, so how has the meaning of the phrase changed over time?
Like I was saying, the actual definition hasn't shifted much over the centuries. It's still all about finding the core of the problem. The biggest change is probably just how casual we've become with it, but the heart of the phrase is exactly the same as it was back in the day.
Okay, so tell me that was the expression common in Old English?
Not exactly in the way we use it now. Old English was a very different beast. It sounded more like German than the English we speak today. The phrase, what's the matter, really started to take shape in Middle English as the language evolved and began incorporating more Latin influence. So while the seeds were there, the specific expression is more of a Middle English creation.
Done. So tell me that are there similar expressions in other languages?
Oh, absolutely. Almost every language has a version of this because checking in on someone is such a universal human instinct. In Spanish, you might hear "qué pasa?" and in French, "qu'est-ce qu'il y a?" They all essentially do the same thing. They signal that you've noticed a shift in the other person and you're opening the door for them to talk.
Okay,
And I could
so
probably find a few more obscure ones if you're. I'm listening.
why do people ask this question when someone looks upset?
That it's basically a social signal. When we see someone looking upset, it creates a kind of tension in the air. Asking, "What's the matter?" is a way to break that tension and let the other person
Camera
know
में आ रहे
they
आप?
aren't alone in whatever they're feeling. I'm right here,
On है.
ready
Okay.
when you are.
Okay.
I'm all set.
Can asking what's the matter
I'm with you.
comfort someone?
I think you mean comfort someone, right? If that's the case, then definitely it can be incredibly comforting because it validates what the person is feeling. It's basically saying, I see you. I notice you're not okay. And I care enough to ask why.
Okay, so why do some people avoid answering this question?
It's usually about protection. Some people aren't ready to put their feelings into words yet, or they might feel that explaining the matter is more exhausting than just sitting with the emotion. Others might just not feel safe or comfortable opening up in that specific moment.
Okay, so tell me that how important is showing concern is in conversation?
It's everything. Sharing concern is what transforms a basic exchange of information into an actual human connection. Without it, conversations are just data transfers. When you show you care, you create a safe space where people feel seen and understood, which is honestly the foundation of any strong relationship.
Okay, so tell me that how does the tone affect the meaning of what's the matter?
The tone is everything here. If you say it softly with a gentle tilt of the head, it's a warm embrace. It says, I'm here for you.
Okay,
But if you say it sharply, if
can
it's said with an edge to it, it can feel like a demand instead of
so
feeling like a helping hand. See, that's exactly what I mean.
so
When the
can
tone shifts,
can this phrase sound caring or rude?
oh, absolutely. It's like a linguistic chameleon. When it's soft and slow, it's caring. But if you snap it out or use a sarcastic tone, it can sound totally rude, almost like you're annoyed that the other person is even upset.
Okay, so what's the difference between what's the matter and what's wrong?
I think you mean what's wrong, right? They're basically
Yes.
cousins, but what's wrong often feels a bit more direct. It assumes something is definitely broken or incorrect. What's the shit? Da 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 da. What's the matter is slightly more open. It's like asking what the situation is, whereas what's wrong points straight at the problem.
Okay. So tell me that is
I'm
the
still
phrase
here.
formal or informal?
It's a bit of a hybrid. It's casual enough to use with your best friend, but polite enough that you could say it to a coworker or a teacher if they look distressed. Doesn't really lean too far in either direction, which is why it's so useful.
Okay. So do children learn this phrase early?
They definitely do. Usually they pick it up as soon as they start noticing that other people have emotions. They hear their parents or teachers use it when someone's crying or upset. So they begin to associate the phrase with empathy and helping. It's one of those early social tools kids use to try and understand the world around them.
Okay. So is when do parents usually ask what the matter?
Usually when they spot a change in their kid's energy, whether it's a sudden pout, a quietness that isn't normal, or just a look in their eyes. Parents are usually tuned into those frequencies. It's their way of trying to figure out if it's a scraped knee kind of problem or a had a bad day at school kind of problem.
Okay, so how do teacher uses this phrase?
Teachers usually use it as a way to clear the air. If a student is staring off into space or seems totally disengaged, a teacher might ask, "What's the matter?" to see if there's an emotional block stopping them from learning. It's often a mix of checking on the student's well being and trying to get the classroom back on track.
Okay, so
On
the okay, do doctors often ask this question?
They do, but usually in a very specific way. With in a medical setting, it's often the starting point for a diagnosis. It's their way of letting you describe the symptoms in your own words before they dive into the technical questions. It's a bridge from the emotional feeling of being unwell to the actual clinical facts.
Okay, so is it common between friends?
Oh, for sure. With friends, it's often the go-to when you can just tell something is off without them